Hey guys, Charles here. Let's do AP Macro 2024 FRQ Set 1. Ooh, I don't like that color to start off with. Let's get rid of that. All right, Set 1, 2024. This is number 2. Looks like an externality question. There's a couple things. Anytime I'm looking at an externality graph, there's a couple things that we should just know off the top of our head. First of all, where our marginal private cost equals the marginal private benefit. That is the price of the market and the quantity of the market. This marginal private cost, sellers have to deal with cost, and who gets the benefit are buyers. Where buyers and sellers come together, that is the price of the market and the quantity of the market. So when we look here, we're just finding price and quantity. We can see it's 15 bucks. We can see it's 300 as a quantity. We also, the second thing we want to look for with any externality graph is what we call our socially optimal quantity. This is where marginal social cost, society's cost, equals the marginal social benefit, society's benefit. That would be right there, right? So what we recognize, I'm going to leave that off for just a second. What we recognize is at that price and that quantity, well, let's don't say that. Let's say that at that point, right, or that quantity is what society actually wants. That's the socially optimal quantity. We can recognize that we want more of this good, so all of this distance between here, all that triangle right there is what we call deadweight loss. We would like to have society consuming 400. They only consume 300, and that's where our deadweight loss triangle comes from. A couple things I know. Anytime it's pointing to the right, your deadweight loss triangle points to the right, I know it's got to be a positive externality. Anytime your deadweight loss triangle is pointing to the left, it would be a negative. Or because there's two benefit curves. Benefit has to do with consumption, and there you go. Demand and consumption go together. If it had been two supply curves, we would have known it was a production externality, not a consumption externality. No big deal. That really doesn't change what we're doing here or our answers that we need to go. We would need to find our deadweight loss triangle. Deadweight loss triangle is simply, well, 1/2 base times height. It looks like our height from here to there. We could just say any vertical distance between the two supply curves would give us our height. So from 15 to 25 would be 10. And looks like our width here is, or base is 100. 10 times 100 would equal 1,000, and we have to divide that by 2. Don't forget that. So it looks like our deadweight loss triangle is 500. Easy enough. Suppose the government wants to eliminate the deadweight loss, so they want us to actually consume the socially optimal quantity. Therefore, there needs to be more of this consumed, not less. So you would not want to tax this good, you want to subsidize it. And we just simply explain that as the socially optimal quantity is a 400 amount, units, whatever, the market is only providing 300, then a subsidy would lower the price and get more of this good consumed up to hopefully the $400 amount, 400 unit amount. Whew, goodness, my speak on this is not very tight just because I haven't seen these in about 3 months, 4 months. What is the dollar value of the per unit tax? Easy enough for our subsidy. The dollar value of the per unit subsidy is, again, the vertical distance between the two supply curve, right? So the vertical distance between the two supply, let me write that out. Sorry, not two supply curves, two demand curves. The vertical distance between the two demand curves is the amount, what we would call it in this situation would be a MEB, a marginal external benefit. So that marginal external benefit is the vertical distance between the two demand curves in this instance, which would be $10. Easy enough. Let me just look over this just to see if we're doing every... Oh, D, there we go. Suppose instead the government imposes a price ceiling of $10. Will the price ceiling achieve the socially optimal quantity? So let's get rid of a couple things here. First of all, we recognize that this is your marginal cost curve. And this is your demand curve, or the firm's demand curve right there, right? So what we recognize is if you put in a $10 price ceiling, this in essence is marginal benefit, or we could call it marginal revenue if we wanted to. We recognize that at a $10 price, suppliers, here's our supply curve, right? At that $10 price, suppliers are only going to supply 200 of this good. They would not anywhere near the 400 of this good. So we just explained that a price ceiling would actually reduce the amount of this good being consumed, and then all of this would turn into deadweight loss, right? So it would increase the deadweight loss because suppliers would supply less of the good. Society would have less of this good to be able to be consumed. However you've got to say that, just recognize what's going on there. That would be now your new marginal revenue curve. We could call it your new marginal benefit curve. We could call it your, anyway, we can see what's going on there. As the price goes down, suppliers supply less of it, not more. All right, hope that helps, and keep working hard. You guys are doing great. Be safe.